Welcome to today's edition of the Exploring Mining podcast, featuring stock news from TSX, TSXV, CSE, ASX, NASDAQ, and New York Stock Exchange mining companies, plus interviews with CEOs and leading experts. Hello everyone, this is Sam Mowers here. Welcome to another episode of the Exploring Mining podcast. For news today, we've got the latest from Rio Tinto, ArcelorMittal, Altiplano Metals, and K9 Gold. But just before we get into the show today, a quick reminder that if you enjoy this podcast, please feel free to share it or even leave us a review. As always, too, I recommend checking out some of the other podcasts on investorideas.com. Some of these include the Cannabis Podcast, the Clean Tech and Climate Change podcast, along with many others, all of which will bring you up to speed on the latest stock news and trends in their respective spaces. All right, so Rio Tinto Group, which trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol RIO, is investing $1.1 billion USD, or about $1.4 billion Canadian, to expand its state-of-the-art AP60 aluminum smelter equipped with low-carbon technology at Complexe Jonquière in Quebec, Canada. This expansion, according to the press release, will enable the company to continue meeting customers' demand for low-carbon, high-quality aluminum for use in transportation, construction, electrical, and consumer goods, and will add 96 new AP60 pots, thereby increasing the capacity by approximately 160,000 metric tons of primary aluminum per year, enough for 400,000 electric cars, for instance. Jacob Stossholm, that's Rio Tinto's CEO, said, quote, "Our AP60 technology is already proven and produces some of the lowest carbon aluminum in the world thanks to the expertise of our highly qualified workforce and access to renewable hydropower. This is the most significant investment in our aluminum business for more than a decade, and it will further strengthen Rio Tinto's high-quality and low-carbon offering to our customers as they also work to reduce their own carbon footprint." End quote. Stock for Rio Tinto is up 3.7% at the time of recording. Next up, ArcelorMittal, which trades on the NYSE under the ticker MT, and steel processing facilities and electrolyzers developer John Cockerell have announced plans to construct the world's first industrial-scale, low-temperature iron electrolysis plant. Called the Voltron plant, it will produce between 40 and 80,000 tons a year of iron plates in its first phase, with production targeted to start in 2027. Brad Davey, the EVP and head of corporate business optimization at ArcelorMittal, said, quote, "This is a tremendously exciting development and opportunity for our company. We have been working on direct electrolysis technology for some time, given the potential it holds to decarbonize steelmaking. Having now proven our energy-efficient, low-temperature process at a pilot level, the natural next step for us is to progress to an industrial plant. We intend to achieve this target within 4 years and be the first in the world to produce steel at scale via low-temperature electrolysis." End quote. Stock for ArcelorMittal is up 1.31% at the time of recording. Moving along, Altiplano Metals, Inc., which trades on the TSXV under the ticker APN, has entered into an agreement for the acquisition of the Santa Beatriz mine. This is located 2 kilometers from its existing operation at the Farallon copper-gold mine site near La Serena, Chile. The company's president and CEO, Alistair McIntyre, says, quote, "This project fits Altiplano's vision for consolidating projects located in proximity to our existing operations, with low startup costs, hosting excellent material for optimal production and processing. Acquiring an additional mine with ideal production material for Altiplano's mill and processing facility creates added flexibility and sustainability while providing the potential to add significant value for its shareholders." End quote. Lastly, for today, K9 Gold Corp, which trades on the TSXV under the ticker KNC, has acquired an additional 25 claims, about 1,274 hectares, by direct staking as part of its JB Lithium project in the James Bay region of northern Quebec, Canada. With this acquisition, the company now has total project holdings of 6,692 hectares in 130 claims and has an aggressive summer exploration program now planned and fully funded. Specifically, a LiDAR and photogrammetry survey is scheduled for the project in early June 2023 to be followed by an extensive program of soil sampling, prospecting, and mapping. Stock for K9 Gold Corp is down 16.67% at the time of recording. Well, that does it for today's Exploring Mining podcast. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor for this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. InvestorIdeas.com reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website. All investment involves risk, and this podcast is not meant to be an endorsement to buy or sell securities or products. To hear more InvestorIdeas.com podcasts, please visit InvestorIdeas.com/audio, and a reminder you can also hear our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Audible, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, and most audio platforms available.